When you look at everything that we do on balance in terms of entertainment, you stay with the storyline, Bob, okay?
People like us will only get so far.
I came along and said, what are you talking about? This is the greatest theatrical event in the world. Let's just tell everybody what it is.
You can climb the mountain. They'll let you climb the mountain. But as far as getting to the peak and staying at the peak, it's not a thing. That people like us, historically, and moving forward clearly, can only get so far.
Shut up and dribble is what WWE told their former athletes. That was until they met Jordan Miles, real name Albert Hardy Jr. Miles is disgusted with the WWE's NXT brand promotion. They'll regret making this decision. #ForTheCulture, tweeted Miles. The photo is an actual shirt the WWE sold. Let's zoom in on the shirt. His criticism is warranted.
Who was that lady I saw you with this afternoon? That was no lady.
Deeply rooted in racism, the mid-19th century went all in on blackface.
White and then black performers wore dark makeup and created not only a popular theatrical form, but stereotypes.
The first minstrel shows mimicked enslaved Africans depicting black people as lazy, ignorant, cowardly, or hypersexual, according to the NMAAHC.
White performers used burnt cork or later black grease paint. Minstrelsy eventually became the most popular form of entertainment in the country.
Blackface peaked in popularity during an era in the U.S. when demands for civil rights by recently emancipated slaves triggered racial hostility.
Back in 1830, Thomas Dartmouth Rice developed the first popular blackface character, a happy-go-lucky plantation slave. That character's name was Jim Crow.
It's true. Thomas Dartmouth Rice created Jim Crow, wearing a burnt cork black face mask and raggedy clothing, stereotyping black vernacular and performing caricature dance routines to mock black culture. It was a demeaning portrayal of African Americans, microcosmic of southern state legislatures, passing black codes to restrict behaviors of former slaves and other African Americans. Thus, we had Jim Crow laws named after the blackface stage character.
The shininess of the black against the big white clown's mouth.
You seem to be enjoying yourself this evening. Enjoying myself? I sure is.
From the birth of a nation to various shows, society modernized the ways in which blackface was portrayed. The stereotypes were so powerful they became a recruiting tool for the KKK. African Americans protested the film's portrayals and its distorted take on the post-Civil War era, yet it continued to be popular among white audiences like Vince McMahon, owner and CEO of the WWE, who said the N-word live on air. We can't show it to you, but here's where you can find it. Search that title and you'll see it. Goldust wore blackface and stereotyped black culture with a fur coat, afro, and boombox for his walk to the ring in 1998. That same year, Triple H and D-Generation X donned blackface on national television. He made mention of Booker T's nappy hair and claimed Booker was in the WWE to make people laugh, entertain, rather than compete, and to do a little dance for him. In 1990, Hall of Famer Rowdy Roddy Piper dressed in half blackface to antagonize a black wrestler. And here's why they do it. Despite a bank-breaking deal with Fox that was supposed to position WWE on a broader platform, middle-aged men are still the dominant demo in pro wrestling, not just for the much-hyped Friday Night SmackDown, but also WWE Raw and WWE NXT, which is reflected and can safely be argued. Vince McMahon has employed more middle-aged Caucasian men than the White House, making white audiences comfortable, a WWE tactic. A wrestler named R-Truth entered the ring dancing and rapping. Kofi Kingston, a Jamaican whose accent mysteriously vanished a year or so after his debut, and Xavier Woods, a legit PhD candidate when outside the ring, but a funk-loving dancing machine within it. Thus, racism is displayed on the air and for promotions to rile up their loyal but declining fan base. In its 62-year history, WWE has never chosen a black wrestler to hold its world championship. It comes down to Vince McMahon himself. Who do we want to be the face of our company? Who do we think is good enough? And this is how they address it, alienating its African-American fan base not just with the major players, but the merchandise, where Triple H co-opted a pre-existing gimmick from Miles as a man who loves to smile. Keep in mind that when Jim Crow ended in 1964, Vince McMahon was 19 years old. That means the first 2 decades of Vince's life into adulthood came at a time where black people were legally defined as second-class citizens, and it's not like things immediately got better once the Civil Rights Act was signed. Like the representation he wishes for in his putrid acts, Vince McMahon has one goal in mind: carry on tradition. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.